The cotton industry was one of Britain's largest industries and helped Britain flourish during the Industrial Revolution, and Manchester in 1859 and 1860 was producing more cotton than was needed. In fact, there was warehouses stocked with cotton products, but then the American Civil War broke out. Initially, people didn't expect that the war would last very long, but as it dragged on, Confederate cotton wasn't leaving North America, and the Confederacy was in fact hoping that Britain and France would enter the war on their side in order to improve their damaged economies. And in England, it did cause a great deal of unrest because, particularly around here, thousands of people were left unemployed. Now, the government did try to encourage parishes and charities to distribute food or find work for some of them able-bodied men, but in Stalybridge they offered tickets to exchange for food instead of money. This resulted in riots in 1863, and soldiers were sent into the town and patrolled the streets. However, despite the thousands of people left unemployed and hungry, the workers of Manchester in fact sent a letter to Abraham Lincoln supporting him and his war. They said that they hoped that Lincoln could remove every stain on your freedom and erase the foul blot on civilization, chattel slavery. And Lincoln responded saying that their actions were a great deed of Christian heroism. But that's not to say that every English person supported the Union against the Confederacy. For instance, there were some organisations set up in London to support the Confederacy, and over in Liverpool they helped build blockade runners like what they did in Glasgow that I did a video about. And also in Liverpool there are some reports of the Confederate flag being flown in shops and businesses. However, Britain remains neutral. And there are some more long-term consequences of the Lancashire cotton famine. For instance, Britain hoped to diversify its cotton, prevent this from happening again, so improve the cotton industries in Egypt and India as well. And this wasn't even the only, let's call it, cotton disturbance here in Lancashire, because in 1842 in Preston there were huge strikes and lockouts and the army were sent in. But the workers were willing to take a 10 to 20% pay cut. But a decade later, there were more strikes to try and reclaim this pay cut. In fact, Karl Marx was in England at the time and witnessed these lockouts and strikes in Preston, and he thought that Preston would become like England's St. Petersburg, a sort of revolutionary capital.